Welcome back to Fox and Friends. Well, remember this? Then President-elect Trump shaking hands with former President Obama in a show of unity just days after the 2016 election. Now, one podcaster is trying to make it happen again. Valuetainment founder Patrick Bet-David is offering $5 million to former Presidents Trump and Obama if they come on his platform for a sit-down interview to bring America together again. That podcast host, Patrick, joins me now. All right, Patrick, thanks for joining us today. It's an amazing idea. It certainly would be must-see TV. You say that no one can bring the country together better than President Obama and former President Trump. I don't know. I mean, what's your thinking behind this? Because this doesn't sound like a unity play to me.
Well, listen, if my parents, when they went through a divorce, if there's one thing I saw from both sides is the politics being played from mom's family and dad's family, and they got 2 divorces in 20 years. I'm glad they remarried after the first one because that's how I was born. But if you can bring people in the room, historically, I've run businesses for many years. I run an insurance company, PHP. Anytime I bring people in the room, these are people who cannot stand each other. These are people that disagree. The longer we wait to put them in a room together, the problem gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I feel it's the right time to bring the 2 of the most influential people on opposing party lines and sit down and have a long-form interview together.
I think you make a good point, actually. Now, you said it's $5 million, 2.5 for each of them. I can kind of see Trump going along with it, not for the money, but because I think he's just that kind of a guy. I'm not sure I can see Obama going along with it. But what other ground rules would there be to this, engagement here?
So the format would be 3 hours. It's a long-form podcast. It's not the debate format where, hey, you have 2 minutes to answer, stop, interrupt. What moderators do, which makes it very choppy and uncomfortable. We saw a lot of people complaining, candidates, in the last election that we had the debates because folks couldn't give their real answers, and the voters want to hear a little bit more of a in-depth answer. This is a complete different conversation with future debating, but it would be first hour, I would be asking questions. Second hour would be whatever the audience has questions to go through, and then the last hour is just them talking to each other, and we get a chance to see them ask each other questions, whatever those questions may be.
Well, the place where you posted this has already gained 200,000 more followers. I know I would watch this if it happened. Listen, I want to talk to you about something else. Is what I like about you and what I like about what you're trying to do, and I don't know if it would actually work, is I can sense your sincerity. I know that you love America. You are an immigrant to this country. You have an amazing American dream story, and I think that gives you a lot of credibility. I want you to share a little bit of that with our audience.
I appreciate you for doing that. I was born and raised in Iran. I was born October 1878, 3 months before the Shah was in exile. So I lived in Iran through the whole war in Tehran. I saw how bad it was when you're going outside and you're seeing a bomb being dropped. One of the days we had 160 plus bombs dropped on us when I lived in Tehran. 6 weeks after Khomeini died, we escaped Iran, went to Germany. I lived at a refugee camp for a couple of years, and I came to the States. Glendale, California. I went to Glendale High School. After high school, I went to the Army. After the Army, I wanted to be the next, Arnold, Mr. Olympia, marry a Kennedy, be an actor, be a governor one day. But I was introduced to Morgan Stanley Dean Witter a day before 9/11. Started working with them, eventually started my own insurance company October of 2009, and we grew it from 66 agents to now 15,000 plus agents. And it's been a great ride. But I think the biggest factor with this is the following is when I was sitting down, we had our 4th baby on June 26th on our anniversary date. So a week prior to that, we're sitting at the house having this conversation about debates going on. And then my baby's born. I'm at the hospital. I'm looking at her and thinking to myself, your daddy's dreams became a reality. Pretty much all of my dreams in America have become a reality. And I'm wondering if she's going to have that same opportunity or not. I got a 9, a 7, a 5, and a 4-week-old baby, 5-week-old baby now. And I want to make sure they have the same opportunity to have their dreams become a reality, just like their fathers.
Well, it's definitely admirable. You were born in Iran, but you were made in America. I love it. I know your heart is in the right place. Let's see where it goes. Thanks for joining us, Patrick.
Thank you.